Hi, and welcome to episode 21 of Pilates Flows at Atlantis, a series where I will demonstrate and give you the tools to do the sequences that I post on Instagram. Now let's get started. So in today's episode, we'll be doing an abdominal sequence that I posted on Instagram. It included 3 exercises. We'll have the short blocks on down at the bottom of the reformer. The first exercise will be a oblique pike twist. Then we will be doing a forearm plank, and then we'll be doing a forearm plank with a tricep extension. Now, let's get the reformer set up. First, lower the foot bar to its lowest position. Then put on 1 blue spring. Grab the box and place it on the reformer, with the bottom edge aligning with the bottom edge of the carriage, the top corners aligning onto the foot bar. Make your way onto the reformer with your left forearm resting on top of the box, your right foot on the shoulder block in front of you, your left foot on the shoulder block behind you. Bring your right fingertips behind your ears. To perform the move, exhale and pike your hips up to the ceiling. At the same time, twist so that your right elbow reaches back towards your left ankle before carefully carriaging back out into a full side plank. Next, face the box with both forearms down on the box, your toes curled under and your knees at the bottom edge of the carriage. Lift your knees and press down through your forearms to come into a hover. Then exhale as you press the carriage back, coming into a full plank, engaging the abdominals and squeezing the glutes before bending your knees to bring the carriage back in. For our last exercise, again, both forearms will be down on the box with your toes curled under on the carriage and knees at the very bottom edge of the carriage. To perform the exercise, again, exhale, press back into a full plank. Then press down through both hands to lift your elbows, coming into a tricep press. Slowly lower both elbows and then bend your knees to bring the carriage back in. And that is it for today's episode. Now remember, we got our reformer set up and then we started out with that first variation, that side oblique twist into pike. You came onto the reformer on your forearm, actively press down through your bottom forearm so that you're engaging up through the shoulder girdle and into the lap to help support you there. Then on your exhale, you brought the carriage in, you lift your hips up. At the same time, you brought your opposite elbow down, twisting it towards your bottom ankle, bringing yourself up into that nice pike shape before carefully releasing back out into your side plank. Then for our second exercise that we did our forearm plank on the box. So we got onto both forearms facing the box. We had our knees essentially right at the bottom of the box, toes curled under. We lifted our knees to a hover. Exhale nice and slow, carriaging back into that beautiful forearm plank, and then inhale to bring your knees back into a hover. Again, taking your time to get to that full plank extension before bringing knees in, and always trying to keep the knees at a hover. If you do need to bring your knees down, by all means, bring your knees down. Then for our third exercise, we did the same forearm plank that we did in our second, but we added a little bit more to it. We added a tricep press or a tricep extension. So same setup, we got onto our forearms, actively pressing down to engage through the shoulder girdle. We carefully exhaled out into that plank. Then once we reached our full plank position, we tighten the abs, press down through our hands to lift our elbows up, coming into essentially a full plank onto your hands, before slowly lowering your elbows back down and bringing the knees back into a hover. Now for that variation, again, if you cannot do the full variation, pressing and lifting both elbows off at the same time, you could always modify into what I like to call a walking plank, to where you would press and lift one elbow, then press down through that hand to then lift the other elbow, then drop the first elbow down, then drop the second before you would bring that carriage back in. Now, that is it for today. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned something, please leave me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.